Many actors get their big break in a blockbuster movie or film franchise, only to never be seen again. Did they blow their chance, or did they simply decide to take a different route in life? Let's look at some of the most mentioned one-hit wonder actors. Rupert Grint became a household name in 2001 when he was cast as Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter films. He went on to star in all 8 movies, earning millions of dollars and winning critical acclaim for his work. However, in the years since the last Harry Potter movie was released, Grint's career has stalled. He has starred in a handful of movies and TV shows, but none of them have been particularly successful. It's hard to deny that Rupert Grint was extremely successful during his time on Harry Potter. However, he has failed to parlay that success into a long-lasting career. Part of the problem is that he is typecast as a comedic actor and has never really challenged himself with new roles. It's hard to believe that it's been over 30 years since the release of the cult classic film, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. For many people, that movie was their introduction to actor Alex Winter. Since then, he's had a few small roles here and there, but nothing that has made him a household name. Alex Winter hasn't had a breakout role in over 3 decades. However, he's still working steadily as an actor, director, and producer. Granted, he's not as famous as he was during the height of Bill and Ted mania, but he's still working and still relevant. In recent years, he has directed music videos for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Weezer, and OK Go, and he's also been keeping busy as a voice actor. In addition to all of that, he also reprised his role as Bill Preston in the recent sequel, Bill and Ted Face the Music. Most people remember Mark Hamill as the star of the Star Wars franchise. He achieved Hollywood stardom, thanks to his role as Luke Skywalker. There are many that have written him off as a one-hit wonder. But, Mark Hamill has had a long and varied career in television, film, and voice acting. He even had a hit song. In 1978, he released the single, Bring Back the Force, which made it all the way to number 44 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. The song was written by Hamill and produced by Mecco Monardo. The song was met with mixed reviews upon its release. But, some critics praised Hamill's vocals and the production value of the song. Mark Hamill also starred in a film with Annie Potts called Corvette Summer. While the film wasn't a smash hit, it has garnered a small cult following. While he will always be best known for his work in Star Wars, Mark Hamill has many fans from his work as the Joker in Batman, the animated series, Harley Quinn, and his roles as James Jesse and the Trickster on The Flash. You may remember Jack Gleeson as the diabolical Joffrey Baratheon on HBO's Game of Thrones. Gleeson played the role of Joffrey for 3 seasons. He played the character fans love to hate, until his character was killed off in the season 4 finale. Most of Jack Gleeson's acting roles before Game of Thrones had been in short student films and low-budget indie films. His only major film of note was when he was an extra in Batman Begins, and was credited only as the little boy. Despite his limited experience, Jack Gleeson was a very talented actor. The problem was, Jack Gleeson's acting was too good when he played the diabolical role of Jeffrey. Viewers could not separate the actor from the character, and when he went out in public he was tormented by fans. His public abuse, and the occasional death threat caused the talented actor to retire from television and film and instead focus on theater acting, keeping well away from the limelight. Many child stars go on to have successful careers as adults. However, there are just as many, if not more, whose acting gigs dry up after a few years. This is the case for actor Edward Furlong. Furlong's only claim to fame is his role in the 1991 film Terminator 2, Judgment Day. The role earned him critical acclaim and an MTV Movie Award for Best Breakthrough Role. However, Furlong's career did not take off the way many thought it would. In fact, his roles after Terminator 2 were largely forgettable, and his personal life became mired in scandal. Like many child stars, Furlong struggled with drugs and alcohol addiction. Furlong's problems can be traced back to his troubled childhood. He was born to an unmarried teen mom and spent some of his early life in foster care. When he started acting in 1990, his aunt and her half-brother were awarded custody of Edward. Furlong had trouble overcoming his difficult upbringing. He struggled with addiction and mental health issues for much of his adult life. Furlong's substance abuse problems also caused him to alienate himself from Hollywood insiders. He reportedly showed up late or not at all to several auditions. When he did land roles, his erratic behavior often caused production delays. As a result, few people in Hollywood were willing to work with him. Furlong went through rehab and at this time has been clean and sober for over 3 years. You may remember Brandon Routh from his breakout role as Superman in the 2006 movie Superman Returns. Director Bryan Singer selected Brandon to play the role despite the fact that the actor was unknown. While he looked the part, many critics thought that he lacked range as an actor. After playing the Man of Steel, Routh's career hasn't taken off in the way that many expected. Despite Superman Returns earning $400 million, many felt that it underperformed at the box office for a Superman film. Later, Routh took on a number of smaller roles in movies and television shows. In 2009, he starred in an independent film called Zack and Miri Make a Porno, alongside Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks. The following year, he appeared in an episode of Chuck, a popular action comedy TV series. He also had a small role in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Edgar Wright's 2010 cult classic. For the past 10 years he has been getting occasional parts on DC television shows, like The Flash, Arrow, and DC's Legends of Tomorrow, playing Ray Palmer, also known as the Atom. You may not know her name, but you definitely know her face. Shannon Elizabeth is best known for her role in the 1999 hit comedy, American Pie. In the film, she played Nadia, a beautiful foreign exchange student who caught the eye of every guy in school, including Jim, played by Jason Biggs. While she wasn't one of the lead roles, many consider her to be the heart and soul of the film. And, many critics think she was a driving force behind the success of the film. American Pie was a breakout role for Elizabeth, and it catapulted her to fame. However, despite her newfound success, she failed to make a lasting impression in Hollywood. In 2008, Shannon Elizabeth announced that she was quitting acting altogether. In an interview with People magazine, Elizabeth stated that acting just isn't fun anymore. Since then, she has only appeared in a handful of films and television shows. Most notably, she had a cameo appearance as herself in American Reunion, the 2012 sequel to American Pie. Peter Ostrum was just 12 years old when he was cast as Charlie Bucket in Willy Wonka. It was his first and only acting role. After filming Wrapped, the child actor was offered a contract to make 3 more pictures, which he turned down. While he enjoyed making the film, he realized it was not what he wanted to do. Instead of continuing as a child actor, Ostrum returned to his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio, where he began junior high school. He soon lost interest in acting and wanted to pursue a career in veterinary medicine. Peter went on to graduate from Cornell University's College of Veterinary Medicine in 1984. For most of his adult life he was a practicing veterinarian in rural New York State. He and his wife operated a small animal practice out of their home. The couple also maintain a 60-acre farm where they rescue horses from slaughterhouses and provide them with a safe haven for the rest of their lives. In his free time, Ostrum enjoys riding and competing in dressage, a sport he took up after retirement from veterinary medicine. Hayden Christensen is widely known as a one-hit wonder. But, technically that is not true as he has been the star of 2 hit films. Hayden Christensen's breakout role came in 2001 with the release of Life as a House. The film was a critical and commercial success, and Christensen's performance was widely praised. He earned a Golden Globe nomination for his work in the film. His Star Wars role has been widely criticized. Hayden's turn as Anakin Skywalker in Episode 2 and Episode 3 was panned by both audiences and critics alike. In fact, Christensen's performance is often cited as one of the worst aspects of the entire Star Wars prequel trilogy. It's been reported that he is so unpopular with Star Wars fans that the studio does not want to use him for flashback scenes in upcoming projects. It's safe to say that most people know who Linda Blair is. After all, she did star in one of the most iconic horror films of all time, The Exorcist. However, despite her success in that role, Blair has largely faded into obscurity in the decades since. Blair was only 14 years old when she was cast as Regan McNeil, the possessed child at the center of William Friedkin's The Exorcist. It was a breakout performance that earned her widespread acclaim, an Academy Award nomination, and a Golden Globe win. However, despite her newfound success, Blair found it difficult to find work in the years that followed. In an effort to break out of her image as a scream queen, Blair took on roles in films like Roller Boogie and Airport 1975. Unfortunately, neither of these films were particularly successful at the box office, and Blair's career failed to gain any traction as a result. Over the next few years, she would appear in a string of forgettable films before doing single-episode appearances on popular TV shows like MacGyver and Supernatural. However, even those roles failed to reignite her struggling career. You may not know the name Jake Lloyd, but there's a good chance you remember him as the young Anakin Skywalker in George Lucas's 1999 film, Star Wars Episode I, The Phantom Menace. Though he was just a child when he appeared in the film, his performance was widely panned by critics and audiences alike. In fact, his portrayal of Anakin was so disliked that it effectively ended his acting career. The only film he did after Star Wars was a 2001 film called Madison, with Jim Caviezel, Mary McCormack, and Bruce Dern. However, the film was a box office flop. In an interview with ABC News in 2012, Lloyd said that he initially enjoyed being in Star Wars but that the intense public scrutiny eventually took its toll on him. He said, "Other children were really mean to me, and I had a lot of people saying things and making fun of me. It just wasn't a pleasant experience." Jake also revealed that he was diagnosed with schizophrenia not long after he left Hollywood. Peter Billingsley shot to fame as a child actor in the 1980s. As Little Ralphie, he was the star of A Christmas Story and instantly became a household name. He is on most lists of one-hit wonder actors, but there is more to the story. Peter Billingsley has turned down many parts over the years and took parts only in films he liked. He starred in the cult classic, The Dirt Bike Kid, and loved working with his young actor friends on shows like Punky Brewster and The Wonder Years. Peter enjoyed his time as a child actor, but as he got older, the novelty wore off. He began to find the process of acting in movies and TV shows to be tedious and unfulfilling. In an interview with the AV Club in 2016, he said, "I don't have any burning desire these days to put myself through that butcher shop window again." He came from a showbiz family and loved the film industry, but hated acting. He became friends with Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn shortly after they made the critically acclaimed low-budget film Swingers. Working with them, Peter helped produce Zathura, which was a sequel to Jumanji. Peter was a producer on The Breakup and Four Christmases, and later a producer on Elf. Then Peter moved into the big leagues and was an executive producer on Marvel's Iron Man. It was here he was convinced to dip his toe back into acting by playing the scientist-turned-evil villain, Dr. William Ginter-Riva, in Iron Man and later in Spider-Man Far From Home. He was the one that helps Mysterio reveal Peter Parker's secret identity as Spider-Man. So, what do you think? Did we miss anyone? Please tell us your thoughts by leaving a comment below. Visit soapdirt.com for more entertainment news. And, don't forget to subscribe.